We just got a whole bunch of brand new news about PSO2 New Genesis thanks to the Tokyo Game Show, and if you missed out on that live stream, there will be a card above my head where you can check out my reaction and cover of that. But today we are here to discuss mainly a lot of the details and jumping any farther into what we have learned about New Genesis here, from everything from crafting to the field to the character to the fighting and the partying and so much more. So in the next few videos, we're going to be going over everything that we have to cover from this event and go into what you can expect from a PSO2 New Genesis. So if you're going to find it helpful, useful, or just pure entertainment, make sure you do like, favorite, subscribe, hit some bell, because today we are going to be talking about what you can expect from the battlefield and how everything is set up from going from lobbies into the field and how you're going to get around in it and what you can expect to be doing inside of it. So with that, let's go ahead, let's get into this, and let's cover some New Genesis stuff, shall we? To get the biggest thing out of the way to begin with is, of course, the environment. As we have seen in Pat trailer, the environment obviously is way more open, but we still had questions as far as would the area be Pacific zones? Are they a continuing landscape? How exactly is the environment going to function? And especially going into the lobby system on top of that. Especially for anyone not aware, the lobby system right now in PSO2 is pretty much a separate area disconnected from where you will go on your adventures. And in New Genesis, that is no longer going to be the case. As they showed, when you log in, you will start off in a lobby, and the lobby itself is a part of the actual environment. So by easily leaving the front of the area, you will instantly be into the battlefield without any load times at all, and seem to be very much focusing on instancing type of environments, meaning that as they discuss, well, each of the areas are going to be broken up into pretty much chunks, but as you are playing, it's all going to be one continuous landscape. But on the back end, the areas are going to be a specific area that is then loading characters in the background. So it seems like the lobby itself going to be its own single block and going to work the same way as it already do in PSO2, with you having multiple characters running around and interacting. So you would still keep all that if you are someone who enjoyed the chat room aspect of PSO2. But now, by leaving the gate and entering the open battlefield here, is once again, like I said, you're going to seem completely open, but on the back end, there are going to be a total of 8 characters. But by actually having it separated in blocks that fall like loading, it is going to actually, over time, as you move between the bots seamlessly, more characters will either spawn or despawn as well. So very similar to the multiplayer if you have played Journey over on the PS3 or PS4. Very similar to how that multiplayer worked, where as you move through it, it will very subtly actually introduce other characters and take characters away without you really realizing it. So in return, will actually give this a much more livelier field, and also make it a way more easier to get into party and keep track of characters, and also not having to deal with some of the issues that come from some MMOs that have like lag issue when you get involved around multiple characters. So at least we're gonna have that here, so you will not have to worry about any lag at all as long as you're in the battlefield. But like I said, the most interesting part about this is, of course, all of it being handled in the back end and without you really realizing it, which is honestly a very nice way to handle this, since as of now, there is a character cap inside of PSO2 Basic, and that is going to be transformed into New Genesis. It's not going to be as a one-to-one as it was in PSO2, which is fantastic. And in the environment itself, we do have some more information that we kind of already gathered from some of the trailer, which is, of course, your movement speed. Since now you are going to have a dash ability to get around, as well as a normal 1 function, and the other thing we've seen from the other trailer, which is the ability to double jump and glide around to get around a lot quicker, which in return kind of add a much more height and lower to PSO2 and also a little more in the actual discovery of the environment itself from the new movement tiles. And that actually going to be playing into the game itself, which now, because it is very much more focused on actually exploring the environments and not just watching through them as fast as possible to get to the boss at the end. So what's going to be now is as you go into the environments, you will actually find a decent item scattered about that you can pick up, which is tied to your healing, not counting all like the crafting and hunting stuff, which we will get to in a separate video. But you will be able to run around and collect your healing items, and on top of that, you no longer have to actually stop when you're healing. So as you move it, you can be healing, which in return will keep the combat and the movement very much on the faster side. And then on top of that, you will start off with a certain number of healing items you can actually carry. But they talked about how as you explore the environment and you find these signposts that are scattered about, you can actually upgrade how much healing items you can carry on your characters. So this is fantastic, since now instead of running back to a city every 5 minutes to get your 5 or 10 healing items, now you can actually find it in the environment itself, actually collect them that way. And outside of just exploring and picking up items and finding stuff, we did get a little more information about the nights and the day, night, and weather system we're inside PSO2. This is going to be a thing that is going to be rotating over time, so it's not stagnated like it was in PSO2 originally. So now you can actually affect the time of day changing, the weather changing, and the possibility of maybe some enemy changing. Not much detail went into that in at all, like will certain aspects of combat will change between night and day, but I imagine more than likely it probably will, especially since that is fairly the norm in other MMOs, and in return, if you're hunting for certain enemies, it's probably going to be the case. We will see in due time about all of that. And that is all the new stuff we have learned about actually getting around in the environment, and some of the basics as far how the lobby system is going to work with the game as well. And on top of that, it kind of seemed like we are going very much a straight up MMO style, similar to how WoW is, with its environment being continuous, with no load screens, for the most part, at least in WoW case. And that is great here. I do have some questions about if we're going to have the ability to go off planet, or the single planet like game, or will it be more episodes in the future will add fate travel. We will have to see. Sadly, as of now, it seems like we are going to mainly be on that one planet, as well as having the lobby system be little hubs scattered around the area as well. And the other question we have is, since the areas are way bigger and way more on the discovery side, how exactly is that going to work with the lobby system being, are you going to, whenever you log in, are you going to be teleported to the closest lobby, or is it just a single lobby? And then going to beg the question of how we're going to get around, since the environments are extremely huge from the looks of it all. Hopefully, them are questions we can get answered sooner than later. We will see. But for now, that is what we know about the environment and your character exploration within said environments. So if you have found that video helpful, or you just want to watch the play conference for yourself, once again, links in the cards above my head to go do so. And with that, I will see you all in the next video, where I'm going to be covering the crafting, the character, the combat, and all the other stuff we have learned from the Tokyo Game Show play conference for Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. But if you have found it helpful in any way, make sure you do the like, favorite, subscribe, hit some bells, and of course, come on over here on YouTube on Saturday and Sunday. I do stream starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard. And with that, that will do it for me. Let me know in the comment what you think about the new gameplay that we have learned about, and I will see you all in the comments.